This week, Britney Spears actually had the courage and the strength to actually check herself into a mental health rehab for 30 days, and it's something I really wanted to applaud. So in this video, I'm going to explain and discuss my point of view of why this is actually so important for the mental health community. If you haven't subscribed and liked my channel yet, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Love to have you along for the journey. So this week, Britney Spears has checked herself into a mental health rehab, in a sense, for 30 days, and I really have to applaud her for this. It's one of those things that, especially when it comes to celebrities and it comes to other people, everyone likes to judge and everyone likes to diagnose. And Britney Spears has been in the light before when it comes to, controversy and people wanting to diagnose her when she shaved her head, people saying that, she's lost it. Whatever, it might be. I grew up with Britney Spears, essentially, her music. I mean, I was born in the 80s, 90s. I mean, Britney Spears was huge in the 2000s. It's weird where you really watch a celebrity like this actually grow up and go through life. And there's been so many times that people have wanted to even diagnose her when it's come to mental illness or depression or anything like that anyone goes through. And that's one of the challenges, I think, that a lot of the celebrities, just in my personal opinion, that's non-doctorial, by the way, that when they're going through life, I mean, people like to judge others, and it's an unfortunate thing, and it does add to the stigma, and everybody likes to self-diagnose other people and tell them what's wrong with them, and Britney Spears is no different than that. And I've watched so many different videos, especially when YouTube had even first come out, with Britney Spears on just how she's losing it and how she has no control over her life, and everybody wanted to kind of comment on this person's life. And just recently, she just checked herself into a mental health rehab, and the whole reason was because of her father and the illness and her father trying to recover. And I can tell from personal experience, because I lost my dad to suicide, that family can actually help trigger depression. It can help trigger anxiety when it comes to any kind of illness or sickness like this, because let's face it, it's our family. And not all depression is caused by just a chemical imbalance in our brain. There are outside influences. I've watched people get very depressed over money. I've watched people get very depressed over jobs. I've watched people get very depressed, over family situations when it's come to spouses. And I've also watched families, fall apart in a sense and collapse in a sense when there is an illness. So it's something that's really real and something that everybody has to really be aware of. And again, I'm a huge advocate when it comes out for reaching out for support and not going through life alone. And she had the strength, and I think it brings great awareness, especially to so many people, when somebody has the strength to be able to do this, especially when you're in the light like Britney Spears is, to actually have the strength to check yourself into a rehab because you know that your mental health is not where it needs to be. I mean, I've been there before. I've been there where you're in this dark place, this dark hole. You feel alone, you feel life collapsing around you, and you don't know what to do. And one of the hardest things I've even known for personal experience is trying to reach out and get support. And what she did took massive courage and massive strength to be able to do that. And I cannot do anything more than just applaud her. This brings great awareness to other people and even to the mental health community of how important our mental health is and that it has to be taken seriously. A lot of times we overlook it and we figure that, we try to talk to somebody and they'll say, hey, you'll just get over it or it'll get better or just cheer up. I mean, I've even had one person tell me that they were told they were too pretty to be depressed. I mean, really? Come on, that's not what depression is. It's not something that sometimes we just get over. And there is a little bit of a difference, I think, in when it comes to depression and to sadness. I mean, there are days where I've just woken up and I've been sad. But I've also went through bouts and periods of hardcore pure depression where it's a challenge for me to get out of bed. It's a challenge for me to carry on with my daily activities or my daily chores or my daily work life because of where I'm at just mentally. And it's self-defeating, and that's when a lot of negative self-talk comes in. I urge everybody every day to reach out for support. I'm very active on Twitter doing that, and I even give out my phone number. It's not a helpline. It's not a crisis line or anything of that sort. But just to get additional support out there, because that support lets us know that it's okay to be not okay, isn't it, Solomon? Yes, it is, Dad. Are you proud of Britney Spears? Yes, I am, Dad. But it's one of those that she did an amazing job and brought amazing awareness to letting people know that it's okay, especially when it comes to a lot of the people that even looked up to her, and just bringing it into the news. And I applaud her because this is one of the few times in the news that I've seen mental health brought up, and not because of a tragedy. One of the things that I find really unfortunate is like with Robin Williams and with Chester Bennington, a lot of these individuals who have taken their own life when it's come to suicide, there's this massive awareness for about 1 to 2 weeks, 3 weeks, then it's newsworthy still, and after that it just fades away. So when you hear of a success story, in a sense, of somebody actually having the strength to reach out for help, to check herself into a mental health facility, to get the proper treatment that she needs, is amazing. Because it's not based off of somebody actually taking their life. It's not based off of a negative, horrific story that really impacts a lot of people. It's based off somebody actually digging deep inside, having the strength. She has the support of her boyfriend, of even saying that, you know what, he applauds her. I, as a guy, applaud her. I mean, anybody who has the strength to check into a rehab like this, especially when you're in the limelight, to know that there's a problem, shows everybody that it's okay to do that and that sometimes it's needed. And it's not being selfish. You know, if you're reading the articles on it, you know that her kids are fine, which is important also. That everybody kind of bonded around her and helped her push through and want her just to take care of herself. And she wants to take care of herself. It's not like there was some big intervention that everyone said, hey, you need to go to a mental health rehab and people are diagnosing her. No, she said, hey, this is what I need to do. I need self-maintenance time, and it's not being selfish. It's self-maintaining our own mental stability, because let's face it, if we can't take care of ourselves, we can't take care of our family. We can't work properly. We can't get a lot of things done. I mean, she had actually postponed and canceled her residency in Vegas to help take care of her father when he was going through recovery from his illness that he had suffered, which alone right there just shows the bond of what family is about. And you know, I wish everybody had that family bond, and unfortunately we all don't. And when somebody does, it's awesome and it's amazing. We all want that for everybody in life. But when it comes down to actually taking time and focusing on our own mental health, it's huge of her. And I just, again, cannot applaud her enough. And a lot of people even took to Twitter to bring it up. And a couple of the tweets are right here. And you're going to notice the thing with all these tweets is everybody's applauding her for her courage. I mean, that one thing I can tell you is when I've been in a depressed state, I'm worried about the judgment. I'm worried about people talking bad at me. I'm worried about people putting me down. And it's amazing how our brain really plays those tricks with us. And reading these tweets here, everybody's applauding her for her strength, because a lot of us draw courage from other people and other people's stories. Let's face it, we all like a success story. I mean, Rudy, for example, the movie. I mean, that was a success story and everybody loves Rudy almost. I don't blame them, because when somebody finds that courage and that strength to push through life, especially when it's something that's very touchy and sensitive and close to my heart, like mental health and mental illness is, that I can't do anything more than just be encouraged and be excited for her that she had that strength. Again, if you're out there and you're struggling and you're suffering, no matter what it is, reach out for that help. And I understand how hard and difficult it is. And if you didn't know some of the programs out there, there's a program called NAMI. It's National Mental Health Alliance. And it's essentially almost like AA, but for mental health and mental illness. There's are great support groups out there, and that's why I'm so big in sharing lots of tools and resources to help people get through life, because let's face it, a lot of times we don't know of these services out there. And you know, one thing that she did do too, she brought awareness that there are facilities out there that you can check yourself into for mental health programs. And I'm sure that there's a lot of people that didn't know that, because a lot of times, you know, people will talk about, well, where do I go to get help? And yes, you can go to the hospital and there's different programs there, but to actually there are treatment centers out there that will help you with your mental health and help you keep pushing forward is amazing. And it's not always even necessarily based around medication. And that's what a lot of people don't get too. And what I have found in just my personal experience is we all want a fix-it-all pill. And there isn't necessarily a fix-it-all pill out there. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm pro-medication. I take Adderall for my ADHD, and I'm also prescribed Xanax. I take very little of the Xanax. I still consider myself sober. But it's finding those tools of what we need to push through life, and it's not always a quick fix-it-all pill. And sometimes, I mean, I wish there was. I wish there was a pill that I could take that just took it all away and made life beautiful and wonderful, and there isn't. And a lot of times it is even working on ourselves and working on our own mind state of where we're at, knowing that it's okay, knowing that we're not alone. One of the biggest things that even helps too is just talking to somebody. And sometimes it's easier to talk even to a stranger than it is a family member or friend, mainly because a family member or friend, they want to fix us. And that's why they have these different facilities out here, because it's not about just fixing somebody. You're not broken. It's about finding where the miswiring is and giving the support needed. And even the power of sharing is huge. I mean, it's amazing when you share your story of how much better you feel and whose others' lives you touch when you share that story. A lot of times when we're talking to a family member or friend, they want to find a quick solution, help us get over it, and keep moving forward. And that's not always the case. Sometimes it's a little bit of a battle there. And so when family really gets around you and supports you, like her family has when it's come to the mental health rehab center, I got nothing but to applaud for the Spears family. I don't believe in self-diagnosing anybody. I don't believe in calling anybody out on anything that they're going through because we're all going through our own battles, and she's going through her own battle too. And I just really wanted to say that just seeing the outreach and seeing the support and seeing the conversation started around this is huge. And it has done so much for anybody out there struggling and suffering to know that it's okay. And it's okay to be not okay. And it doesn't matter who you are. And sometimes we think that fame and fortune will bring us that happiness that we're looking for. And it's not about that. It's about the quality of life. And it's about the connections that we make in life. So again, Britney Spears, I applaud you and totally salute you and stand up and just say, this is amazing what you've done and how you've brought even awareness to a community that you may not even realize because you're doing it for yourself. But in the same time, when you're doing it for yourself and it is public like this, it inspires people along the way. And it's inspired me to remember that, hey, it's okay to be not okay. So if you are out there struggling, make sure that you get the help that you need. Try and find the strength to reach out for support. I mean, down below, I have a mental health Discord that's all around mental health and being able to just go into a place and saying, hey, I'm having a shitty day and I need some help. I'm getting depressed. I'm having trouble even just making it to the shower. I mean, that's what this Discord's about. And it's about even finding those just resources out there for it. So again, Britney Spears, mad props to you for doing this. Mad props for having the strength of saying, hey, there's a problem and I need help. And I applaud you. You have my full, total support for whatever it's worth as a small YouTuber of just saying it's awesome the awareness that you brought, and it's awesome that this awareness is brought without a tragedy. And that's why I really think it's a huge, huge, huge step forward for the mental health community. And especially to let anyone out there suffering and struggling and just seeing some of the tweets out there, seeing a lot of the articles out there of how proud people are for her doing this and finding the strength to do it. Hopefully we'll encourage somebody else out there who is struggling and suffering to go, hey, let me reach out for help. Let me reach out for support, and I'm not going to be judged. I'm not going to be put down, and I'm going to be supported along the way. So again, thank you so much for watching this. Britney Spears, mad props to you. If you're out there struggling, reach out. Believe me, it makes a difference. Believe me, you're not a burden. You're not invisible. It's not just your own little battle going on in your head. There are others that want to help along the way and be with you along the way. So if you are struggling, please reach out for support. Find somebody that you can talk to and start keeping that battle just moving forward and making it out that door every single day. So again, I applaud you, Britney Spears. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, it's all about mental health, mental illness, sobriety, suicide awareness. I'm a recovering addict. My name is Eric. I lost a wife and a father to suicide. I'm ADHD, PTSD, been diagnosed with depression and anxiety. So I know what the battle is like. And there's nothing better than people helping people just make a difference in life. So if you haven't clicked the like and subscribe button, click the like and subscribe button, and let's do this together.